Hello everyone, welcome to this new astrology um, series where we are going to analyze and go through some aspects, planets that are in in the boys' birth charts, in BTS members' birth charts. Of course, this is not the same as having their actual beer chart, which we do not have until this day because we need to have like a very accurate and official time of birth. And since we are not allowed to have that, we can only speculate about the actual real form of their birth charts. And of course that astrology is really complex. It's not only about the sun sign, it's not about the horoscopes that we read in magazines. It's much deeper than that because we are influenced by different kinds of signs. So we are like a mix of a lot of energies. So in this case, I'm going to start this series that is the Venus series, which I hope that can help you to see a bit about, in an astrological point of view, the way they love, what they are attracted to, what they consider beautiful, because Venus is the sign that rules beauty, that rules abundance, wealth, how we love, how we express that love. So instead of maybe like doing some tarot readings and being intrusive about wanting to know who they're going to marry, which we will never be able to get a certain answer about that. Maybe we can look at it from an astrological point of view, and maybe we can learn a lot about them without assuming their sexuality, their preferences, their dating history. I think we can just keep this information and get educated a bit about astrology. And also I'll invite you, if you want to check your own birth chart, you can go to astro.com, and there you can submit all your information, your data, and you can get your own birth chart for free, the image of your birth chart. Of course you have to have like a professional astrologer that can, like myself, that can interpret the energies. But some sites do have like a small kind of characteristics or important placements, and they do give like a small reference or a small detail about what those energies mean. So maybe if you're into astrology, you can start from there. So I'm going to start with, today we're going to start with Namjoon. And you know how this is going to go. I'm going to start by the leader, and then I'm going to proceed with Jin, with Yoongi, Hobby, J-Hope, with Jimin, Tae, and last but not least, JK's Venus. So of course I make this clarification so you don't ask in the comment section that what if I do the next member or this member, because I will do them by order. So don't worry, I will continue. This is why this is a series. It's not that I will forget about it and I will leave you hanging without knowing about the other members. I always want to stay respectful when it comes to doing interpretation for them. There are 7 members, so I always try to be fair in that sense and talk about them as a whole, because they are a group of 7 members and each of them are really important and special. So I also invite you to always, whenever, I know we all have a bias, but it would be nice if you could like check or watch the other members too, because I feel like there are a lot of views of certain members, and maybe there are others that have like they don't have so much views, and let's give love for all of them. So I'm going to start by talking about Namjoon's Venus in Scorpio, and I placed this image of these images, these astrological tarot cards that I have, and also the sign of Virgo in the wheel of astrology, because I wanted you to contemplate that, since I don't have an actual, I know there are a lot of, in the internet, there are a lot of allegedly very accurate or very close to the accurate birth charts images of him, but I since we're only talking about Venus, I wanted to keep it simple, but not forgetting that he is a Virgo, that his sun sign and also his moon in Sagittarius will also affect a lot about how expressive this Venus in Scorpio can be. Because the moon talks about our emotional needs, which I already talked about in the moon series. So if you want to check after the moon series, you can understand a bit, because not we don't always express the same our Venus traits. It depends of how it connects with the other planets. So we have to take those into consideration also, because mostly I want you to keep an open mind, because later in the series, when we do Jimin's, Jimin has a Venus in Scorpio too, but he has other placements that make it work a bit different. So that's why I want you to remember that. When you have, especially when you have like a Scorpio placement, Scorpio is all about intensity. It's about this power of being able to transform your reality, and maybe transform others too. So it's a very powerful energy, but it's also very intense. It's not an energy that can be taken lightly. It's an energy that takes you to this sense of rebirth every time you have this energy in your birth chart. And since he has it in the sun, that is related to relationship, to what he finds attractive, I have the sense that every relationship he had or that he will have will make a great, like a strong emotional impact on his persona, on himself. It's like whenever he gets into a relationship or he gets out of a relationship, he will experience some kind of rebirth and transformation, not only in the inside of himself, but also in the outside. He will transform physically. It's just that Venus in Scorpio, it's very intense. Actually, it's like what they find attractive, it's intensity. It's an intense bond, an intense connection with someone. And what they can provide to the relationship, it's a very deep bond. And they all have these kinds of romantic relationships where sometimes the attachment that they get, like they can get a bit like possessive or maybe jealous of their partner, because it's like they want to get to know their partner to the deep, to the extremes. It's like they want to know everything about their partner. You can tell that if they are interested in someone, that they will study that person very deeply. They will ask them a lot of questions. They will be really, like, you will know. And actually they have this that is they have this curiosity, but it's not in a sense that they want to know it all to tell everyone. It's just that they want to know it for themselves. They have this need to get into their partners or potential partners' skin. It's a way of connection that they have. They want to go deep, and maybe if that person is not deep enough, or maybe if that person it's very shallow, they will probably like won't feel the same attraction or initial attraction. They like intensity. They like people that are mysterious, people that has these kinds of scorpionic kind of traits. And it doesn't mean that you have to be a Scorpio to have these traits. You can have like a Venus in Scorpio and have this like this magnetism about you, and because and as I mean, Scorpio energy is in a lot of ways in our birth charts, not in all of them, but in some people are, and it doesn't mean that you have to be a Scorpio. I mean, you have to see the whole birth chart. So for them, it's really hard to find someone that they really like, because they know that once they do, they get really intense. It's like they want it all, so they go like a 100, and they are not scared of commitment. It's just that for them it's important to be able to trust the person that they are attracted to, and that they are in love with, or that they are in a relationship with, because they crave intimacy. They crave this kind of soul connection, but to a very deeper level. Is this feeling of you like combining energies with the other person and becoming one. It's very it's almost like an alchemist way. That's why I have that card of the Venus card that is the left side, and the one of the right is the Scorpio representation in this deck. So you can see that it's represented by the magician, and in this deck we call it the alchemist card. So it means that he is able to transform through love, through what he finds beautiful. But actually, when you have a Scorpio Venus, when you have a Venus in a Scorpio, it's not all about beauty. Actually, maybe what you find beautiful in someone is not like a physical trait. It's more like about that like sexuality, that rawness that person exudes. Or maybe someone that it's a bit like mystical or esoteric or different. It's like and obviously a mystery, someone that is a mystery is something that they find really attracted to. Someone that they cannot figure out entirely. It's like they get really like attracted to that, because when it comes to what they find attractive, it's all about what they can sense in in a vibrational way. It's not about what they see, because maybe if you see him, you will be like, oh yes, he like girls with long hair and this and that. And actually um, it's not about physical traits. It's about how they feel, or what that person makes them feel when they are around that person. Actually, they tend to study people a lot, and when they are starting to get like interested in someone, they usually want to spend time with that person, but not directly. Like maybe they will do this very scorpionic thing that it's staring at you from afar, like without you even noticing. It's like, or they will listen to you attentively and not say anything, and that maybe it's a bit creepy, but they do it because it's like they are absorbing your information. They want to know about you. They want to know if you're worth it. Because Venus in a Scorpio doesn't get like easily attached, but once they do, they definitely go deep. But they like someone that is loyal, that is committed, um, and that lets them have control. Because one of the maybe not so bright aspects of Scorpio energy, it's about this tendency of being a little bit manipulative, in the sense that they get information from you and then they will use it in their advantage. That's why they study you very much. And it's because for them is this need that comes from inside, this need to have control over the relationship. Maybe they can get a bit jealous of their partner if their partner is someone that is very social, that is very like that has like maybe friends from the opposite sex. They tend to be a bit like possessive other partners, but they don't show it right away. They show it when the relationship it's already in a base of trust. And but we have to take into consideration that he also has his moon in Sagittarius, which this Sagittarius energy makes him a little bit like reluctant to get into a relationship, because emotionally he's a little bit like elusive. Like it's like he would rather be your friend, and or maybe go first being your friend and then starting something more intimate. He's a very good friend material. Actually, he's really bold, because also Venus in Scorpio makes you bold when it comes to when you are attracted to someone. But he's also a Virgo, so you have to take those into consideration, because Virgo tends to overanalyze and overthink too much. So it will be hard for him to be spontaneous when it comes to approaching someone. And if you add this Scorpio Venus, he may be a bit almost like paranoid, or a bit like not being able to trust you right away. He will be like observing you and studying you, and keep you at a distance at first, until he makes sure that you are real, that you are a loyal person, that you don't want to hurt his feelings, because he has Scorpio placements also talks about this abandonment issues, that it goes deeper into our psyche. Of course, you have to take into consideration the whole birth chart. That's why I'm not making any like strong claims here about that. Yes, he will be this way or this. These are general traits that he may or may not have, but this is how it is placed. But you have to to be sure that whenever or wherever he feels ready to have a committed relationship with someone, he will love that person very much, because Scorpio is about the extremes. Um, it's about being devoted in an emotional way. It's about becoming powerful when you are in a relationship. It obviously has its challenges, in the sense that sometimes they have this that they are very untrusting in some way, but if they are with the right partner, they can overcome. Since Venus in Scorpio, it's also about rebirth and also about transformation. It can mean that maybe he can be in a long-term relationship and go through these periods of having a break into relationship, or several breaks ups, before they know that they really want to be with that person, or that that person is the one. Because in this placement, in this sign, it's like you tend to be really like passionate and really like intense, and sometimes intensity is hard to contain. It's hard to express even. Intensity in the right amount, it's is what gives like a bit of excitement to the relationship. But when the person becomes a bit like negative and distrustful and paranoid, it can get a bit like toxic. So he definitely has to be able to make a connection with someone that he can trust. That's why it's not easy. It's not easier for anyone actually, but when you have a Venus in Scorpio, it's really necessary that you trust the person that you're with, because they suffer a lot whenever they feel like they cannot trust the person that they're with, because jealousy and possessiveness are not very positive traits, but it's how they feel inside. So we don't have to judge those emotions, because it's part of the intensity, and it's part of their how emotionally invested they are in the relationship, and that sometimes they fear that they will lose the love of that person. So we have to keep in mind that maybe sometimes they need a break from a connection when it becomes a bit like toxic, or maybe when they facing some difficulties when it comes to being able to open up to the person that they're with, especially in the sense that he's always busy, that he is always working. So he's a Virgo, so he will always be busy. So he definitely needs to have this reassurance that his partner will be, I don't know, faithful to him and will not be hurting his heart. Because since his moon is in Sagittarius, when it comes to maybe arguments and difference that he may have like in an emotional level, he will find it, I already mentioned it in the moon series, he will find it hard to face those discussions. It's like he will prefer to go away and not talk about it. But when you are a Venus in Scorpio, you cannot walk away from things. It's like you feel too much inside when you care for someone. So betrayal is not an option. So betrayal is something that they cannot stand. I mean, I know anyone. I mean, no one likes to be betrayed, but in a sense of a Venus in Scorpio and a Scorpio placement, they take those things too seriously, and sometimes they worry too much about it. Maybe sometimes they had never been betrayed, but since that thought and that fear is always unconsciously like near them and in the back of their head, it's like they fulfill the prophecy in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but it happens. It's like it is a self-fulfilled prophecy, and it's their biggest fear. It's their biggest fear to be betrayed by a loved one, because they connect so strongly and so powerfully. They make like a strong emotional bond with someone that sometimes, if they break up, like for real, if they break up with someone, it's hard for them to move on. It's hard for them to let go all wounds from the past, and it's hard for them. It will be hard for them eventually to open up, to receive and give love, because that wound goes very deep inside of them. So in this sense, he needs to be really like conscious about his election. I think also because I done readings for him, and I think that since he knows he is very passionate and he's very intense, he sometimes tends to not want to get involved with someone right away. It's like he doesn't want to go that deep. He wishes he wouldn't go that deep. He wishes he wouldn't be so deep, so intense. He wishes he wouldn't feel that way, because it's not about being, it's about feeling. He starts to feel too much about someone, and he starts to think about that person like obsessively. So he feels that feeling is like overwhelming, and it's also, he feels out of control, and he doesn't like to be out of control. He doesn't like so he needs time. He needs time to find someone, which I hope he does, that really can be all these things that he wants in a partner. Someone very intuitive, someone that is very loyal, someone that is devoted to him, someone that can be mysterious, someone. And also it's very important for him, talking about mysteriousness, it's about someone that is reserved. I think one thing that we have to mention about a Venus in Scorpio is that he doesn't like a partner that talks about their private issues with other people. If you're in a relationship with them, they are not going to spread details about what they do with you, and you should pay back the same way. I mean, you should pay back with the same loyalty. This is what I mean when I say loyalty. It's about protecting the intimacy of the relationship, and this has nothing to do with the fact that he is a celebrity, or the fact that he is an idol, or the fact that he is famous. This is about his emotional need, his emotional world. He needs this. He needs to be able to trust that the person he's with will not be going around talking about their secrets or talking about their intimate stuff. It's something that he cannot stand, to have someone that it's like all over on social media wanting to show everything. It's like he's really reserved when it comes to his personal life and what goes on in this personal relationship and connection. He's really jealous of his intimacy. So he will not even share details with people around him. So that's why I think he also takes seriously this about being sure about who he wants to be with, or maybe if that person is the one, because not only because of his reputation, he needs someone he can trust, but also because he is a Venus in Scorpio, and he needs this assurance, this safe place where he can feel that his future partner, knows exactly what it means to be intimate with him. Because when you are in a relationship, in a connection with the Venus in Scorpio, you have to give it all about yourself, because they will dig deep inside of you to get to know, and they will also reveal a lot of things and vulnerabilities and a lot of things about themselves if they trust you. So if you're not ready to open up to him, if you're not ready to get really deeply connected, and if you only care about superficial things, small talk, when I know that Namjoon, I'm sorry, but Namjoon doesn't like a dumb woman that talks about trivial things. I mean, not to be disrespectful to anyone, but he's actually a really like intellectual man, so he definitely appreciates a great conversation. But when it comes to being close to you in a romantic way, he wants to go deep with you, in a sense that he wants to study you. It's like he wants to dissect you, he wants to open you up to see what you're all about. And trust me, he will find out who we really are. And that person will also be able to get to know more about their own nature by connecting, because like I said, Scorpio energy is all about transformation. It's all about being an alchemist. So he does not only transform himself in the connection, he transforms people around him, people that get into a connection, in an intimate connection with him. So he's not someone that you should like take like lightly, like, oh yes, and he doesn't like one night stands or those kinds of superficial things, because love is a serious stuff for them. That's why they don't fall in love so easily, because they know with this Venus in Scorpio that it's deep, and that it's something that they're risking it all by opening themselves up to, for you to get to know them. So you better not betray them. So, well, guys, I hope that you can also do like a research about your own birth chart. And if you do have like a Venus in Scorpio, or you have a Scorpio placements, or you are a Scorpio yourself, you can leave your comments in the comment section, so you can tell me or give me some kind of feedback about how you feel about this subject, and if you feel some kind of identification, or you feel like related to this interpretation of this energy. So I hope you truly enjoyed it. I did. And I will see you in the next video, that will be Jean's Venus in Capricorn. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.